I like to pretend like I know what I'm doing.
Okay.
Welcome back, this is Matt from Bakfish Brewing Co. Here with the Italian Pilsner at the Bakfish competition. Got a little shaken up on the ride here. First couple pours have been kind of hazy anyways. I believe a lot of it's due to chill haze. Clears up a good bit after warming up. Looks like a little bit of yeast floaty in there still, so I guess I didn't do that well with transferring, but smell is a little mix of citrus and some fruity esters. Almost fruit punch like. So the taste is definitely improved. It had a lot of hop bite the last time that I tried it. It's still pretty good as far as that goes. Nice medium body mouthfeel. It's a pretty good drinker. Carbonation kind of came down a little bit on it from the last few times that I poured it. I ran the PSI down, so I think it's at a good spot. Decent head that stays, some lacing. So let's see how it does today. Cheers. And here we are, a month later, on the Turtle Smasher Italian Pilsner. Glass is a little bit fogged up from coming outside to inside, so the clarity does not look all that great, especially in this semi-dirty glass. Got fingerprints all over it and all that, but the head stayed pretty good so far. We still got pretty good amount of carbonation. I don't think you're going to be able to really tell too much about how much it cleaned up between the Bakfish competition and now. So let's go in for smells and stuff. I feel like it's lost a little bit of the hop forwardness and the smells. There it was very aromatic with a lot of the kind of fruity tropical type smells originally. The malt is kind of shining through a little bit more, I feel like. But the taste is still there. It tastes pretty dang good. I really like this taste. It's definitely hop forward on the taste with the malt backbone. Pretty good. Still pretty good. I was worried about this originally, letting it sit around for about a month before I went to go drink it again. You know, things have just kind of gotten in the way. It is what it is. You know, transporting the beer from here to the competition, from the competition back. Speaking of the competition, we didn't do too well as far as that went. I mean, we didn't win, you know, the brewer's choice or the people's choice. I will say though that this beer here, I went with 5 gallons essentially. I'd only ever had a pint out of it before I took it to the competition, just to make sure that it tasted well. And then when I got there, I had to pour a few pints just to get all the stuff that had gotten shaken up in the keg kind of out of there, and kind of let it help settle down and settle out the carbonation as far as that goes. So after it was all said and done, I came back and I had maybe about a gallon left in that. I've had another pint or two off of this keg since then, so it's going. I should probably be done with it here pretty soon. I kind of would hate to dump it because it's been a pretty decent beer, but I have kind of like better beers or beers that I'm more interested in getting into this Keezer quickly. This is not necessarily my favorite beer that I've ever brewed. It's pretty okay. I don't know if I'll brew it again. I'm sure I will at some point in time. I may do some different things, especially with the hops as it goes. My opinion, I kind of made a IPA. It's not terrible. It's pretty good, but it's not definitely not my favorite beer. So how did we get here? How did we make this beer? Well, I'll tell you how. So it all started with a challenge by the brewery Bakfish, and they wanted homebrew examples of what an Italian Pilsner should taste like. The only stipulation that they put down was that you had to use the 3470 yeast. So that was pretty easy. As far as that went, there wasn't a whole lot of choices there, right? It was kind of hard for me to put my hands on that yeast. I waited until almost the last minute to brew this thing, and so that might have kind of like came back to bite me in the butt a little bit. So we used RO water for this one. For my water profile and my salt additions, I shot for the yellow balanced found in Beersmith. Now, as far as the malts go, I did 95.6% of the Bohemian floor malted Pilsen, and then I did 4.4% of Caramunich. Did 4.4% of the Caramunich 1 to just kind of add a little bit more flavor and complexity to this grain bill. Slight color adjustment. You know, there could have been better choices in my grain bill, maybe. I don't know. I'm happy with what I did. I really like the Bohemian floor malted Pilsner, and I just felt like the Caramunich would help add a little bit more extra to this beer. For the hops, we did 27.7 IBUs worth of the Perle hops at 60 minutes. For our additional boil stuff, we did the Whirifloc tablet at 15 minutes. Then we threw in 6.5 IBUs worth of SAAZ at 15. We hit our yeast nutrient at the 10-minute mark. And then for the dry hop, at flame out, I did Hallertau Blanc for 0.0 IBUs. Now I know that I've had to pick up some kind of IBUs there, but with the brewing software, it just accounts for none. So for the fermentation of this, we used my all-rounder with the cool fermentation setup and the lagering setup. Worked out really well. I've been using that thing more and more on beers lately, even after the one video that I said that, you know, I would try to maybe consider doing something else if I used it more often. It's kind of become a little bit of a staple here for the last few beers that I've brewed. Nothing major and exciting happened with that. I mean, I ran it down to 48 degrees. I pitched my yeast, and then I let it free rise to 50. So for the fermentation schedule and lagering process here, I try to do like that quick one. I mean, this is it sitting in the Keezer for like an extra month since we last saw it. Now the other time that you saw this beer, it was kind of a little cloudy and stuff like that. The wort was super clear after doing the fermentation here. And when I transferred to the keg, it was super clear. But after that, man, it was just kind of hazy, a little cloudy. You know, it took a little bit for it to settle out. So the like quick fermentation lagering that I did, it was pitch at 48, let it free rise to 50 and hold for 72 hours. Free rise to 50, let it hold there for 72 hours. Free rise to 60, let it hold for 48 hours. Free rise to 65, hold until fermentation was complete. Cold crash it, keg it, and carb it. In the meantime there, as soon as I hit the fermentation complete stage, and I held it there, I went ahead and dry hopped about 3 days before I cold crashed it, and I dry hopped with 1 ounce of the whole melon. And the reason why I chose that yeast, or I'm sorry, the reason why I chose that hop was because I wanted to try to import all those profiles that the hop had to contribute to the beer, and I think it came out pretty well. I mean, I was picking up a little bit of like some melon and other fruit type aromas. I remember when I first poured the first pint of this, I was pretty upset about how hazy it was and everything, and everybody reassured me that it's not a real style, and so don't take it to heart. Having said that, I had a lot of fun with this brew. I think I got to exercise a few things I had never dry hopped before during fermentation, so that was pretty cool. Used the sous vide magnets and like a little mesh bag to keep those hops in. So I feel like I had some successes, even though that this thing didn't do crazy good there. But before we sign off here, I want to take the time to congratulate my brew partner for this year, Jeremy. Jeremy's recipe, us as a team, won the People's Choice Award with his recipe on the Italian Pilsner. So we decided to kind of go different ends of the spectrum. He obviously won the People's Choice, and you know, I was hoping to win the Brewer's Choice by being as expressive and an open and imaginary style here. But after all that was said and done, we had a good time, and I think we got to learn a lot of new techniques and stuff like that. Like I said, at least this isn't my favorite style. This isn't my favorite beer. I have plenty of them out there at the competition, and none of them really sung to me. I mean, there were definitely good beers out there, but I don't think that this is a style that really interests me as a home brewer. We'll circle back to it eventually, but you know, it is what it is. Thanks so much, guys, for coming to check us out. If you haven't done it, subscribe. If you have, thanks for just everything, all the love, the support. Comment down below if you like this style, what you would like to see differently done in the style, where you think I messed up. Cheers, guys. We'll catch you next time. Michael, I don't play around.
I guess not, man. I'm not happy.
Me too.
You got signs and everything.
I like to pretend like I know what I'm doing.
Okay.